You want a spritz? Hello seedlings, welcome back to my channel. It's Madison here, or Dandelion. Today I am filling a request that several of you have made, and that request is that you want to know how to make your own magical sprays. I've talked about magical sprays before on my channel. They can be used for so many things. You can create them in whatever way you want to be for whatever you want. So that's why they can be so useful. So this is one that I made in the past. This one was for protection and abundance. And as you can see, it's almost gone. So time to make some more. So I'm taking this opportunity to make some more of my own and to show you all how to make your own. Quick side note, puppy in the corner. This is Atlas. Okay, so let's get into how you make your own magical sprays. So first, let's talk about what you're gonna need. So of course, first thing is you're gonna need a vessel for making the spray. So the best things for this are jars. So any size jar, depending on how much spray you wanna make. This will make a really good amount of spray. More than enough to fill a bottle like this, which we'll get into these bottles in a second. You can also make a smaller amount of spray in a jar like this, which is nice if you just wanna make a little batch. And then of course there are jars like this that are kind of like a medium in between, but definitely still a smaller batch. If you want to have a good amount of spray, I would recommend a bigger jar. And these jars are temporary. These are where all your ingredients will be when they're becoming the spray. And once you have the spray, you're going to be moving it to a spray bottle, which we'll talk about at the end. So let's talk about ingredients. What goes into a magical spray? So the first thing that you need to know is that you're going to be using liquid of some kind, either water or alcohol. So if you are an adult over the legal drinking age, you can get access to alcohol. You want a clear alcohol. So gin, tequila, vodka are kind of the big three that you're going to be working with. I prefer vodka to use for my sprays. I pretty much always use vodka. You can do this with no alcohol at all though and use water instead. Same exact thing, just gonna turn out a little bit different, but will still be just as magical and great. In terms of other ingredients you're going to need that are not liquid, the list is flowers, spices and herbs, and citrus. So those are the things that you can include in your spray. You can also use crystals. I have the ingredients I'm going to be using right here on this platter. So you can use any kind of herb, spice, citrus, fruit, and again, clear alcohol that you want. And when you're making your magical spray, you want to look at the correspondence of every item that you're going to be using. So every ingredient, you want to know why you're using it and what its purpose is going to be. But when you're sitting down to make your spray, you want to think to yourself, what do I want this spray to do for me? What's the point of this spray? Is it going to be a cleansing spray? Is it going to be a protection spray? Is it a self-love spray? Is it to brighten my energy and increase my vibration? So what do we want this spray to be for? And then from there, you can look at herbs and spices that go with what you're trying to create. My personal go-to citrus is grapefruit. No matter which kind of spray I'm making, I almost always use grapefruit. This is partially because I have a grapefruit tree at my house and it's always got a zillion grapefruits on it, like way too many. So any excuse to use a grapefruit is great. But again, any citrus, lemon, lime, grapefruit, orange, all of them are fruits that you can use for making sprays. Atlas is very interested. So you can use any of those fruits when you're making these sprays. I will be using this grapefruit. And in terms of flowers, you want to do the same thing that you do with the spices and the herbs and the citrus. So you want to know the correspondence of every single thing that you're putting in your spray because you want your spray to have what you intend for it to have. So if you don't look up, oh, I'll just use this spice, I don't know what it is, and then you find out that it's for something that you didn't want it to be for, then that's going to be a problem with your spray. So research all your ingredients, make sure that they have the right correspondence that you're looking for. And you can even look up what your intention is and what kind of spices are associated with good luck, or what kind of flowers are associated with prosperity, and then go from there. It's also important to remember that when you're harvesting ingredients for your spells, to be respectful to plant life. Don't take things from plants that aren't ready to be harvested. Always ask permission from a plant before you pick something off of it or take a part of it. And always thank the plant and honor the plant for giving you that ingredient that you're going to use in your magical practice. So all that being said, you know everything that you're going to want to have and everything you're going to need. Let's get into how you make the spray itself. So the first step is you're going to take whatever vessel you're going to be making the spray in, so your jar, your container, and you're going to smoke cleanse it. So in my practice, this is called seining. That's a Celtic word. You've probably heard it referred to as smudging. Smudging is a part of a closed practice. It's part of indigenous culture. So unless you're a part of that culture, we want to stay away from calling it that and using sage. Not only because it's a part of a closed culture, but also because the over-harvesting and over-farming of sage is very detrimental to our environment. So use whatever kind of herb is within your practice, within your culture. A lot of the time I use cedar bundles to smoke cleanse my vessels. Right now I have this incense. This is just a general cleansing incense. It's got a few different kind of herbs in it, but you're going to just light whatever you're going to use for the smoke cleansing. And then you're just going to cleanse the vessel. And it can be good to get some smoke in there and then kind of trap it and let it sit there for a second. Might as well do me while I'm at it. And then after a couple minutes, you can lift the jar, all the smoke comes out, and your vessel is ready to be used. So now this is energetically clean and it's ready for us to create a magical thing within it. So excited. So the next thing you're going to do is start adding your ingredients. So again, this is where you can have fun. Everything that you have gathered is now is when you get to put it all in this container. So I'll walk you through what I'm making today. I'm going to be making 2 separate sprays here with you guys. The first one is going to be for self-love and protection. So that one is going to have the grapefruit. And don't be shy when you're putting your ingredients in. We're going to be stuffing these containers absolutely full. So we want no empty space at all. Quick little side note about Atlas while I put this grapefruit in here. My sister was looking to adopt a second dog. I live with my sister. And when she started looking, I put a call out to Anubis and Tecate, but I mostly focused on Anubis, to send us the right dog for us, the dog that's meant to be in our family, the dog that would best fit in our family, and the dog that we could most love and would most love us. And then we found Mr. Atlas. And it's funny because he kind of looks like a jackal. So there's the grapefruit. And then I've got some rose here, some rose petals. Make a mess while you're at it. So I've got some rose petals here. That's also going to go in. And remember, again, we're not being shy. Put those ingredients in there. And you can always start with some, and then as you fill it, you'll be like, okay, I can fit more of this, I can fit more of this, and then add it as you go. The next ingredient is going to be rosemary. This is from a bush that's out in front of my house. I just harvested it like 30 minutes ago, so she's fresh. We're going to be shoving that in there. Oh, it smells so good. Good boy. That's the most fun part, is as you're building your spray, you get to smell it. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so other than that, that's all my ingredients for this. So I'm going to add a little bit more rose because I've got some empty space. Okay, so once you have all of your physical solid ingredients, then you're going to add the liquid. So if you're doing water, you're just going to fill it all the way to the top with the water. if you're doing clear alcohol, you're going to do the same thing with that. So fill it all the way to the top. And we don't want any air. Air will leave space for things like mold. We don't want that. So we want this to be airtight. So when you're filling it, fill it with liquid as high as you can, and then put the lid on. Do not touch it until I'm going to tell you when you get to touch it. So we're going to add our liquid. This is vodka. Remember, you can use water if you don't have access to alcohol. Okay, so see how we've got it completely up to the top, and then we are going to put on the lid. And I usually at this point, because I'm a Reiki master, I will draw the first Reiki symbol on it, and I will charge it with Reiki a little bit, which is what I'm doing now. And I also usually at this point will say a little prayer. And this is where, customize it just like you personalize your ingredients. You're going to personalize the prayer that you say. So I usually thank all of the plant medicine that is occurring in this jar. I thank all of the plants that have given to this magical spray. I honor the plants that these ingredients came from. And then I usually will set my intention for the spray, which is I'm intending the spray to be for self-love and for protection from any kind of self-hate or self-doubt. And I'll just spend a couple minutes charging it with that intention. Again, I'm also sending Reiki to it, which if you don't know what Reiki is, I have videos about it on my channel. That's linked below. And then we'll seal it up. And you want to seal it really tight, so make sure the top's on there good. And there she is. And with this, we want to leave it sealed for 1 full moon cycle. So when we make our spray, we're going to check what phase the moon's in, what day of the moon cycle it's in. And on that same day in a month, on that same day in the moon cycle, next cycle, you're going to open this. So while you're waiting, once you have put everything in there and it's all just doing its magic in the jar, you're going to place it on your altar. Make sure that it's out of the sun, out of any direct sunlight. We don't want it to be impacted by the sun. Put it on your altar and leave it there for 1 full moon cycle. So be sure to check what day of the moon cycle that it is when you make your spray, because that's the day next month that you're going to be able to finally open your spray and use it. Pretend we zipped through time. It's been a month. It's been 1 full moon cycle, and it's time for me to open my jar. So I would open the jar, and you want to use an amber glass bottle. So you don't want a clear glass like this. You want something amber like this. So this is the kind of bottle you want. I got a pack of 12 of these amber spray bottles, pretty cheap. So you can find these pretty much anywhere. But you're going to want a spray bottle like this, or you can do a roller bottle, so you can roll it onto yourself like a perfume. That works also if you don't want to have to spray it. But you can put it in a spray bottle or a roller bottle. I've even seen people put them in like essential oil bottles, and then they just kind of drop it where they want it. But again, an amber bottle, not clear glass. The amber will protect the spray from any light that may be shining on the bottle at any point. So once it's been 1 full moon cycle, you're going to open this jar and you're going to strain the spray. So get out a strainer in a bowl, pour it all through so you get out all of the solids, and then you'll be left with the spray in the bowl. And then you can pour that's in the bowl into your amber bottle. Or maybe you'll have enough for multiple spray bottles, or different sizes if you want to have a travel one, or one to keep in your car, one to keep at your altar, one to keep at work, one to keep, so scatter them all around, spread the love. And then after that, you get to just enjoy your spray. You're completely done and your spray's ready to be used. So I'm going to place this on my altar and wait 1 full moon cycle, and then I'll get to reap the benefits of this beautiful spray that I've created. Moving on to the second spray that I'm going to make. This one is more so for protection and abundance, prosperity, and good luck. So this one is going to be, again, of course, we start with our citrus base. So it's going to be the grapefruit. And then I've got here some cinnamon sticks. These are just, I picked them up at the grocery store, organic cinnamon sticks, and I'm just going to put in a few of those. Cinnamon is great for abundance and prosperity. And then here I have cloves. These are whole cloves. Cloves are also great for good luck and prosperity and abundance. They're also great for good health. So something to note about when you use herbs and spices in your magical sprays is you want to make sure that they're whole. So you don't want ground up spices or ground up herbs. You want to use whole things. So just like before, I used the whole sprigs of rosemary. Just like now, we're going to use whole cloves. So we're not going to use ground up cloves. We're not going to use ground up herbs. We want the whole thing. And this is because at the end, we strain the spray so that we can have only the liquid remaining and use that as our spray. So if we're using tiny little ground up herbs and spices, there's no way to strain that. And then it's going to be kind of just permanently in your spray. You'll get some collecting at the bottom of your bottle. When you spray it, it might have a color to it, you know. So you want it to be just liquid, and you don't want to use any little bit of ground up herbs or spices. So if you're shopping for herbs and spices for your stuff, get whole things, not ground things. I'm going to add these cloves, all of them. And after that, I'm just going to add the alcohol, and then I'm going to leave this to sit for one full moon cycle. And again, this one is going to be charged with the intention of being for prosperity, abundance, good luck, goodwill. And I ran out of vodka, so I'm gonna have to, after I wrap up here, run out and get some more so I can fill the jar the rest of the way. I might add a little bit more cinnamon and cloves also. That is how you make a magical spray. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. New videos come out every single week. Thank you to all my channel members, and if you want to become a member yourself, you can hit that join button below this video to get access to exclusive members-only perks like early access to my videos and voting in members-only polls that decide what video I make next. And remember, if you don't want to commit to a monthly fee to support my channel, you can just send one super thanks. So hitting that thanks button below the video helps me so much. If you make a magical spray of your own, take a picture of the beautiful jar and tag me on Instagram or on YouTube or on Twitter or anywhere. All my social medias are down in the Dropbox. So please send me your beautiful creations, tag me in them on Instagram or wherever you use your social media. I want to see them. I want to see these beautiful jars filled with herbs and citrus and flowers and all these things. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Blessed be.